Hi, this is Cindy, and welcome to my module on Crew Resource Management. It is one of 11 modules that will soon become the online version of the current face-to-face course called Interdisciplinary Case Management for Working with Underserved Populations. This course is a collaboration between the colleges of nursing, medicine, pharmacy, social work, allied health and rehabilitation, dentistry, and optometry that is a requirement for students who have received MedTap grant monies to help further their education. I took this course and divided it up into 5 objectives across 4 themes. Each of the 5 objectives is given its own color text and an associated number so that we can keep track of alignment. These objectives are spread out across 4 themes: poverty, team building, skill building, and care settings. The module we're going to be looking at, Crew Resource Management, actually crosses 2 of the themes and 2 of the objectives, objective number 3 and objective number 4. As we come down and look at the course map for the Crew Resource Management module, that's why you'll see that part of the title is in blue and part of the title is in black, indicating that it crosses over objective number 3 and number 4. One of the criteria on the learning rubric is that assessments are aligned with the objectives and appropriate, and as you can see here from the map, both depicted in color and by number, we've got great alignment between the objectives found in this area, the activities to present the information found here, the assignments found in this column, and the assessments found in this column. Let's go ahead and jump into the module then and take a look and see how it stacks up against. All right, so here we are at the Crew Resource Management module located in the Carmen platform. We're going to go ahead and stay in line with our backwards design philosophies as we start at the end of the learning rubric, because the end of the learning rubric starts with the learning guide, which is key and instrumental to a good start for our students. So the first thing that we want to look at in the learning guide rubric is to go ahead and look for the module identification. And as you can see, here it is front and center right at the very top. We show the title of the module, Crew Resource Management, and this is the learning guide and the introduction. There are a few little extras in this particular module because as the first paragraph describes, this is actually being used live as we speak in lieu of a face-to-face course that was scheduled for March 25th. So the first little paragraph talks about that, and again, there were some wonderful people over at the Wexford Medical Center who were instrumental in helping to guide me to some great resources to build the content for this module, so I wanted to give kudos to them. As we go ahead though and get into the learning guide itself though, you'll see a little introduction to Crew Resource Management, and front and center the very first thing that you'll see are the learning objectives for this particular module. Important because students need to know where they're going in order to get there. As we continue on, learning resources are talked about both in bullet point number 2, and there's a whole entire section at the very end, a submodule called Crew Resource Management References, that is referred to in bullet point number 2. Bullet point number 2 also explains that there are no required resources, that everything that they need is provided for them. However, there is so much good material in the submodule on references that I went ahead and put a little teaser at the bottom just to try and get them to go ahead and open it and at least take a look. Learning activities are discussed in several places as well, but in the learning guide you'll find them under bullet point number 3, where we talk about the variety of activities, assessments, and assignments that are going to be included within this particular module so that they know what they're looking for, where to find them, how they will be graded, how to submit them, and when they are due. In this particular class, again, no high-stakes assessments in the face-to-face class. In fact, assessments are strictly based on activities that are done as a group and submitted. So in keeping in line with the philosophies of the face-to-face course, there are no high-stakes assessments listed within here. However, several low-stakes assessments to allow the students the opportunity to kind of self-check and see how they're doing and help them build confidence and excitement to continue to move on. So that's the learning guide. Let's go ahead though and jump into the large module itself and take a look at the objectives for the learning rubric again and see how it stacks up with all of those as well. So we've already talked about the learning resources, and again you'll find them not only in the body of the different submodules. For example, here is a reference to the IOM's 1999 report to Err is Human that really kind of lit this whole shockwave of insight about the number of medical errors that were preventable that were created and the cost of that. But as we talked about too, listed in the learning guide under bullet point number 2 and in submodule at the very end. Learning activities, as we talked about, are also listed both in an overview under point number 3 in the learning guide as we've talked about, but as we go down to each of the submodules, the final paragraph in each one will tell them the different activities and assessments that are included in that module. Again, there's the first one for the intro. Here we talk about a little activity, a personal reflection that they need to do on the best or worst team ever. And again, you'll find similar things throughout. Likewise, too, little quizzes are included in there to help them kind of do a self-check and a self-learning. And I've done 2 little quizzes for them to kind of do their own learning, as well as a little different kind of assessment, a make your own tool activity. Down in the section in the submodule where we talk about hardwire safety tools. Again, hardwire safety tools are an opportunity for people to kind of cross-check themselves to be sure they're not leaving any steps out and to see if they've kind of made the transference of learning from the theoretical to their own experiences. I've had them go ahead and make their own cross-check tool. And again, we talk about that here in the bottom paragraph in detail. Next, assessments, and as we talked about, a couple little low stakes assessments, no high stakes assessments in this class. So assessments are built in there though in the form of 2 quizzes, and again, this create your own tool is another kind of opportunity for assessments. Last, of course, the use of technology, and I have had so much fun with this. Learning technology has been embedded throughout here in the form of Prezis with embedded videos, as well as YouTube videos that have been uploaded in order for students to have a chance to go ahead and experience and interact with technology in order to make things more interactive and more engaging. I'm looking forward to your feedback on the module and see if you enjoy looking at it and reviewing it as much as I've had fun creating it.